CenterPoint accounting for agriculture allows you to capture a lot of management information along with your transactions to be able to analyze the different areas of your business or different activities within your business. We offer the ability to track all of your revenues and expenditures to different profit centers. Profit centers are generally the areas of your business that generate financial activity, such as raising corn or feeding livestock. Those might be different profit centers. Along with that, we allow you to take that analysis down to an additional level and capture all of the revenue and expenditure activity to different production centers. Production centers represent the location where that production occurs. And we have different videos on setting up those areas of the program. However, we have an additional detail called a project that allows you to capture financial activity to a particular project. Projects usually with agriculture or in our agriculture program are most often associated with activities such as harvesting. If you wanted to capture all of the expenses associated with harvesting to a harvesting project so that you can see what the overall activity of harvesting cost you, then that might be something that you use projects for. They're also used for things like if you were building a barn and you had a lot of expenses that you were recording that were associated with the construction of that barn, you could tag all of them to a project for the barn, and then you would be able to report and see what all of the expenses were that went into that particular project. To set up a project, we would go to Setup and then Projects. I'm going to go ahead and click the New button at the bottom of the screen there to create a new project. Now, with most of the other setup items in CenterPoint for agriculture, the abbreviation is not required. However, we use projects a lot with our payroll program. And in the payroll program, most of those setup items do require an abbreviation. So it is required for the setup of this. Well, if I was trying to set up a project for harvesting, I might go ahead and give it an abbreviation and then go ahead and give it the name harvesting. Now, there's a lot of other fields on this screen. Those are mainly used for different products of ours that are used in more of a general business environment. And some of those customers might be contractors who are working on different locations, and they want to identify each project that they're working on. So we have a place there to capture an address, a city, state, zip, and then whether or not you're the contractor, subcontractor, other on there, and a project number. Those fields are not required for setting up a project. So if you're just trying to create a project to capture all of your harvesting activity, you can just simply put in an abbreviation and a name and click Save. Also, if you were trying to set up a project for a new barn, you could go ahead and give it a name, the 2020 barn construction. And once again, I don't need to fill in all of the information at the bottom. And once you've set up projects, then you are able to use them in transactions. So I'm just going to bring up a payment screen here. And let's just say that I had gone to our local area ag center and we had purchased, for $250, some supplies that are associated with this project. So I'm going to go ahead and put this to my supplies cost account there. And in order to tag it to that project, usually on every transaction screen, on every line of the transaction, there's a detail button. And on that detail button, there will be a field there for you to enter the project. Now, the project could be over here on the right-hand side. It could be over there on the left-hand side. So you'll just have to make sure that you just look for it. And as you see here, as I click on that, I could then take this expense and I can associate it with that 2020 barn construction. Reports can also be filtered by different projects. So let me go ahead and close out of this screen here. And we're going to go over to just the report screen. And I'll show you that I'm going to just open up a financial statement here in an income statement. Over on the right-hand side of the screen are all of the filters for an income statement, and you'll have similar filters for a lot of the other reports within CenterPoint. Notice that project is not one of the things that is on the list to allow me to filter for all of that activity that was associated with that project. But down here at the about midway through the screen, I have a button that says More Items. When I click on that More Items button, I can scroll down through this list of different filters available, and I should be able to add one for the project. Now I can also position that wherever I want it on the list of filters by highlighting it and clicking on the arrow button to move it up. So if I wanted this project filter to be located up further on the list next to my production year, I could go ahead and move it there and then click OK. And now over here on the right-hand side, right below production year, I'm going to have a filter for a project so that when I'm running a report, then I could filter for just the activity that had been tagged with that particular project. And you will see that on a number of different reports then.